Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to do 3 wedding season looks. The first one is a neutral look, the second is a more colorful look, and the third one is a striking red lip look. So let's get started. The first one is the neutral look. I'm going to start with the new Sugar BB cream. This is a light to medium coverage cream. It's got a very silicone-y texture, so it's very blendable. It spreads very easily and it's very long lasting. It has a soft velvety matte finish on the skin. I'm going to add a little more under the eyes for some extra coverage, and I'm just using my finger right now to blend, and later on I'll use a sponge just to even it all out. Next, I'm taking the Stroke of Genius Heavy Duty Kohl on a small brush and just running it along my upper lash line to create a smudgy smoky liner. Next, I'm taking this dark brown matte eyeshadow. This is from the Firework palette, also by Sugar, and I'm just using it to further smoke out my kajal. As you can see, I've created a small wing here using the brush and the eyeshadow. Next, I'm going to do the same to my lower lash line as well. Use a bit of kajal along the waterline and smoke it out using the brown eyeshadow. To finish off the eye makeup, I'm going to do 2 coats of mascara. Make sure you do your bottom lashes as well. That is just going to give a smokier look to your eyes. Next, I'm going to use the new Contour de Force face palette. This is the one called Vivid Victory. This has a bronzer which I'm using to warm up my cheeks. I'm also going to use it along my jawline. It also has a sheer soft pink blush which I'm using to add a bit of color. And it also has a really pretty highlighter which is quite a warm tone, so it works really well for Indian complexions. The highlighter has a really nice silky texture. It's quite noticeable in terms of the glow it gives, but it's not chunky or glittery. And to finish off the look, I'm going to use the Smudge Me Not Liquid lipstick in the shade Bare Flair, which is a super pretty peachy neutral brown color. It's a must-have, I feel, for Indian complexions. It's very long lasting. It's opaque, full coverage, very pigmented, and just a fantastic color for Indian skin. I'm going to add a little more bronzer. I feel like I need a little more color on the cheeks. And then to finish off the look, I'm using the Arch Arrival Brow Pencil. I love this because it has a spoolie on the other end, and the texture of this pencil is really good for a brow pencil. It's not too creamy, it's not too dry. And I use the shade Jerry Brown, which has more of a warm tone compared to the other shade called Tom Top. And just finishing off the look with a pair of earrings and a bindi. So that is the first look, a warm toned neutral look, something you can wear in the daytime, something that works with any outfit and works for all complexions. Now moving on to look number 2, I'm going to use the brow pencil first. I'm using it just to fill in the gaps and to give my brows a fuller, better groomed look. Next, I'm using the Firework palette. I'm going to use 2 colors. The first one is like a pinky brown color, and the second one is a violety color with a bit of a blue tone. So first I'm using that shimmery soft pink in the inner half of the lid, and then using the purpley violet color on the outer half, and I'm going to take it a little more further in, cover about 2/3 of the lid. I love the Sugar eyeshadows. They are so pigmented. I'm now using the matte brown just to smoke out the color in the crease and give it a smoother transition. For a bit of lash line definition, I'm going to use that dark plum color. It's a matte shade. I'm using it using a small brush and just creating sort of an eyeliner with it with just a tiny wing. I'm using that same matte plum shade along my lower lash line as well, just taking it about 2/3 of the way in, and then finishing off the look with 2 coats of mascara. I decided to add a bit of kajal. I'm using the Stroke of Genius Heavy Duty Kohl, which is a very creamy, really dark jet black kajal. I absolutely love it. For the cheeks, I'm using the Contour de Force palette. This is Vivid Victory. This is the same one that I used for the first look. First, I'm going to add lots of pink blush because this is a slightly cool toned look. I've used shades of violet and pink, so I'm using quite a bit of the blush and following it up with some of the highlighter. Then I'm using a bit of bronzer to do a slight bit of contouring just to give a little more definition to my face. For the lips, first I'm going to use the shade Berry Boop. This is from the Plush R matte lipstick range. I'm just dabbing it on the lips to get a bit of a plummy stain, and then I'm going to blot it down just to reduce the color intensity, and then I'm going to mix it with another color. This is the shade The Brown Ultimatum from the Never Say Dry creme lipstick range. This is a creamy nude lipstick. It's really nice for mixing in with darker colors just to alter the shade a little bit. So I'm creating more of a berry color instead of the plum, and then just finishing off the look with a little more blush on the cheeks. And that is the final finished look. You can wear this with shades of pink, with purple, violet, lavender as well as blue outfits. If you want to take a bit of a break from regular golds, copper, bronze, red and neutrals, this is a nice color combination to try out. For look number 3, I'm going to do an intense red lip, starting by filling in the brows using the same My Favorite Arch Arrival brow pencil in the shade Cherry Brown. Here's a little tip: if you are not going to use liner or kajal, it's a good idea to fill your brows a little thickly. It just gives more definition. Next, I'm going to use the Back in Vogue palette, a combination of these two shades. These are peachy colors. I'm first using that peachy matte in the crease, and then I'm using that shimmery peach color all over the lid. For a neat look, avoid using shimmery shades in the crease. Use the shimmer color up to the crease and use a matte in the crease itself. I'm using that same peachy matte along my lower lash line as well. Just going to set my base using the powder compact. I use the shade 02 Cappuccino. I'm keeping the eye makeup really simple. I'm just going to finish it off with a bit of mascara. I'm using the Lash Mob Limitless Mascara. I'm going to do 2 to 3 coats of this because I'm not using any liner or kajal here. Then for the face, I'm using the Contour de Force face palette. I'm going to start with the contouring powder, which is a really nice cool toned powder. It's excellent for contouring because it's got a bit of cool tone. It adds really natural looking shadows to your face, and it's a good idea to contour because when you're being photographed, your face can look a little flat, and contouring and highlighting just gives it a little more of structure. Adding a bit of blush followed by the highlighter. I love the highlighter, very finely milled, gives a very noticeable glow, but it's not chunky or glittery. And for the lips, I'm going to do a bit of mixing, not mixing actually, more like layering. First, I'm using the Smudge Me Not Liquid lipstick in the shade Drop Dead Red. This is a really intense cool toned red color. I'm using it with a brush just to make sure I get the edges really neat. This is going to dry down really quickly and it's super long lasting, so you don't have to worry about touch-ups during the day or the night. Next, I'm going to dab a little bit of the shade Cherry Jane, and I'm doing that just to intensify that red color. I want to do like a really rich red lip, and you can see adding that has just given a new level of intensity to the lipstick. I'm going to add a little more blush, and then that is the final finished look. I wanted to keep this look very fresh, which is why I've not used any eyeliner or kajal. You can always add a bit of liner or a bit of kajal if you're used to wearing that, or if you're doing this look for the evening. So those are my 3 wedding season looks in collaboration with Sugar. I'm very excited to be using their new products, the BB cream and the Contour de Force palettes in this tutorial, and the beautiful eyeshadows of course. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon in my next one. Bye.